Albert Barnes said the Pharisees were the most numerous and wealthy sect of the Jews. They derived their name from the Hebrew word farosh, which signifies to set apart or to separate, because they separated themselves from the rest of their countrymen, and professedly devoted themselves to special strictness in religion. Their leading tenets were the following. This is what the Pharisees believed: that the world was governed by fate or by a fixed decree of God, that the souls of men were immortal and were either eternally happy or miserable beyond the grave, that the dead would be raised, that there were angels, good and bad, that God was under obligation to bestow special favor on the Jews, and that they were justified by their own conformity to the law. They believe in works salvation. That's how you get there. Paul the Apostle was one of these Pharisees before he converted. They were proud, haughty, self-righteous, and held the common people in great disrespect. They sought the offices of the state and affected great dignity. They were ostentatious in their religious worship, praying in the corners of the streets and seeking publicity and the bestowment of alms. They maintained some of the laws of Moses very strictly. In addition to the written laws, they held a multitude which they maintained had come down from Moses by tradition. These they felt themselves as much bound to observe as the written law. Under the influence of these laws, they washed themselves before meals with great scrupulousness. They fasted twice a week, on Thursday when they supposed that Moses ascended Mount Sinai, and on Monday when he descended. They wore broad phylacteries and enlarged the fringe or borders of their garments. They loved the chief rooms at feast and the chief seats in the synagogues. In general, they were a corrupt, hypocritical, office-seeking, haughty class of men. There are, however, some honorable exceptions recorded, and down here you can go to any of these. Acts 5:34 speaks of Gamaliel and all of these.